Alrighty, we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our live show for this month's book club pick. We do have a special guest with us down below. below. So I'm going to have her introduce herself really fast. Most of y'all probably know her, but yeah, go ahead and introduce yourself, and then we'll get into the book.
Okay, I'm Stasia, if you don't know me. My handle everywhere is Reader C. That's where you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and I almost said Facebook, but YouTube. But that's me.
Awesome. All right. So this month we read A Sweet Mess. And I think for the most part, all of us liked it. But I'm going to go ahead and ask everybody in the comments what rating did you give the book? And then I'll let you go first, and we'll go and share what rating we gave the book.
Okay.
And then I'll go through the comments that we're getting.
Okay. So I think I rated it like 4.5. So it was really good because I really enjoyed it because I read it during like our 24-hour readathon and like I read it so quickly. So I really did enjoy it. But it's not 5 out of 5 for me because obviously there are things that I'm like, it's not 5 stars.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think it's 4.5 for me. Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Stasia?
Really?
I'm gonna be interested to go through some of these.
But I gave it 4 stars. I mean, I liked it, but it wasn't a 5-star, and I don't think there was really like an element that put me in the middle between 4 and 5. So I gave it a 4 stars for myself.
Yeah, I gave it 4 stars too because I did like it, but the more that I think about it, the more I kind of want to lower it to 3 stars because it was definitely a lot cringier than a lot of the romance that I read. And like now that like Elle kind of mentioned that she wished there was more of a baking element to the story because like that's what the cover and title imply, and there was nothing really. There was not a huge focus on that, so
yeah, that's true.
Basically, I'm so happy I got to this, and I'm anticipating what everyone's thoughts were. Maya says, hey. And to the ratings, Bailey gave it 2.5. I'm going to be curious for her to explain why she gave it 2.5.
I think I'm just easy to please. So, like, because they were cute, I'm here for it. 4 stars.
See, that's me.
Maya gave it 4.5 stars. We got another 3-star. Haha, I'll say more once you guys start talking more about it. Okay. So it seems like, I mean, for the most part, like it's got average ratings.
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad at all. It was. I think this was this the author's debut? I know that there's a second book coming out in this series.
Yeah,
later
there
this
is.
year.
I did not know that.
Let me pull it up. Actually, I have it right here. It's called. Oh, turn my brightness down. It's called The Dating Dare.
Oh.
It's
gonna be like Tara.
So it's gonna be like a companion series.
The best friend. Yeah.
Oh, never knew that. Well, noted.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about the characters. What did you think of the characters, Elle? I'm just gonna say I can't point.
So we got Aubrey and we got Land. Oh my gosh, I almost said Stasia's husband's name.
But it's okay. When I kept reading it, I was
Landon.
This must be my husband.
Yeah, if you know his name, I mean her husband's name. Anyway, okay. So yeah, Aubrey. I'm okay, we're fine, we're okay. But yeah, no, Aubrey, she's okay. I don't know if I like her or not. At the end, that's what made me rate the book 4.5. And I liked her at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Landon, on the other side, I don't know if I like him. He was such I don't know if I can say the word. He was just not a good person.
Yeah.
For Aubrey, because it was all.
You can do the spoilers because this is.
Oh, I can. Okay.
Yeah, you can do spoilers.
So it was all sex.
Yeah, I mean it was.
It was a lot, and I was expecting more of a baking type of book.
Mhm.
And like, yeah, but it was like every time they meet, it's all about sex. And so I was really frustrated at him, especially when at like towards the end. I don't know if I can say it now, but yeah,
Yeah,
towards
you.
the
I
end.
mean, you can go for it. I mean, like when
Yeah,
he
when
was like, "Want to keep this all a secret." Yeah, I was
yeah,
really
exactly. I was so mad at him. I like want to punch him, but it's fine. I can't punch him. He's
I
fictional.
want to punch him.
But the side
I
characters I
actually
like.
really liked her. I really liked
Aubrey.
Aubrey. I did, but I feel like because she was like, to me, she was really realistic because like, I mean, if you see a hot guy, you're gonna think about banging him all the time. But like, at the same time, I felt like she was very like still very focused on herself
Yeah.
and like what she wanted her career. And
Mhm.
I liked that. I mean, like in a way, she kind of made him work for it. Like she wasn't just like, "Oh, I accept your apology, you're forgiven." She was just like, "Well, we're gonna be working together." I mean, they bang, but she was still like focused. I really liked her. Landon is an a-hole, and that's all I have to say about him.
Yeah.
I did like the side characters. The side characters, though, they were
Yeah.
very fun.
Yeah, someone else mentioned that.
I like the side characters.
Let's see. Was it Maya who said? Yeah, Landon's best friend. Her.
Yeah.
Yeah. What
Oh,
was it?
yeah, I love them.
Arya.
Yeah.
She was the
I
like
can't
a big
remember
one.
their names.
Yeah.
But I love them. I love them.
I did like their best friends. They were
Yeah, the
nice.
best friends were good. I really like the first half of the book. Yeah, I definitely think my frustration started coming in the second half. Because I don't know, I kind of like the fact that like Langdon was so like, I don't know, he was kind of like snooty, I guess. I thought
Yeah.
so, and like he wasn't gonna write the second review to like fix his mistake or whatever. And I kind of liked that for a while because it created that tension. But when he like didn't grow from that, like until the very, very, very end, I was like, let's stop.
Yeah, that's true because I did like him at that point. Like I was like, okay, at least like stand by your word, which I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, then don't like he didn't change, I guess, his standards just because he liked the girl. He's like, sorry, I gave her my review,
Right.
blah blah blah. But I mean, there still was that like convenience aspect because you can't like even if you're producing a show, like you can't just choose who's on it, and he just chose her.
Right.
And I was like,
That's true.
okay, so I felt like he was kind of like throwing his fame at her in a way because he knew that she was struggling, but she was struggling because of him.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, why are you like this? Why? Like, but I also, I don't know, like, I understand that he's a big critic, but how big of a hit she took, I feel like that was like out of proportion. Like, I mean, I don't read like food critics and stuff, but I'm pretty sure like she was like a small town bakery.
Right.
So like people aren't out here reading the news, like that much.
Yeah.
So I feel like she shouldn't have taken as hard of a hit as she did. But I mean, I also don't know. I don't know like bakery or anything, so I wouldn't know how hard.
Right.
But I don't know.
Let's see. She has more books. Oh, this one has a really low average rating. Okay, I did not know that she has.
Oh, so this is not her debut?
I guess not. I did. I
Yeah, I like the
book
second
looks
book.
cute.
It looks
The second
cute.
book does look cute. I like it. I'm excited to read about Tara. Yeah, I think she'll be because she was definitely like a very feisty character in the first book. So I'm excited to see what happens with her story. Is mostly just lust. Yeah, like literally all they did was think about how they wanted to get together, but they hated each other, so they couldn't. But they still did, and they still wanted to, even though like they shouldn't do it. And I was like, alrighty. I thought Landon was really naive to his position and the influence he held.
Yeah.
I feel like he wasn't because he knew his influence. He was just being an a-hole and not going back on it.
He was kind of like stuck up. I
He
think
was saying like he knew he could turn this all around if he just did a second review. He was just stubborn enough to not do a
because
second review.
he's like, I've never done a second review before. Like,
Right.
I can't start now or whatever. I think
Yeah.
he's more worried about his position.
Yeah, he was very like focused on himself. But like at the same time, I'm like, I get, like, I guess the influence it would have on the public if they were to have started dating and they're like, oh, you just like trashed her and then you praised her and now you guys are dating type of thing. But I feel like he took it so far and I was like, you need to relax. Like you can tell someone.
Yeah. Let's see. I was shocked because of the time jump at the end, and that was
Yeah, I
because
agree.
she
did
was
not
very
like that.
pregnant, and then she was almost like fully done with her term by the time
Yeah.
they finally get back. And I was like, that never happened. Like, there's never that big of a jump in romance.
Yeah.
At least not the ones that I read. It's like a few weeks or like a few days or a few hours even before they're like, oh, I gotta go get her back or whatever. But for this one, it was weird because, well, maybe some of the romances I read, she comes for him, but I think a lot of times it's the guy coming for the girl. But maybe I'm totally like wrong in my thinking of that. But
Well, no, that's usually how it does go, and I felt like it should have been him.
yeah,
Fine,
he was
a lot
just drunk all the time. He said, and like he was losing, like his life was falling apart.
Which literally makes no sense because the entire thing he wanted to be so unaffected by romance with her.
Right, but he was like, I love her, but I can't get her back, so I'm just gonna sit here and waste my life away.
And then, like, however months later, oh wait, she's been pregnant this whole time.
Yeah,
I
was not with the bottle or whatever.
I wasn't vibing with the ending that much.
Yeah, she got a hard hit from online orders. Yeah, it was the online because
Okay, that's
a lot of tourists and people from out of town who would like come to visit and like get to go stuff or whatever.
Yeah, I know it was the online. Order. I don't know how the food business works, so I can't say like how hard a negative review would hit. But like, I feel like nowadays everything is by word of mouth. So like, if you think something's good, then you're gonna recommend it to someone else, and it's gonna keep going that way, rather than like, I'm gonna like go scouring for all these reviews. But I mean, he's supposed to be super popular, so I guess people like follow him.
Where is he even from? Like, where was his like headquarters where he worked? Because he was in town just to visit, right?
He wasn't even supposed to be there. Like he broke down, so I don't know where he was from or where he was supposed to be.
It must have been a very big city because if he was that popular, I forget where it was though, but because where does this book take place? California, right? It's in California, I think.
I have no idea. I don't remember.
California.
I remember either. Sorry. Hold on. Let me see. Maybe it says it. This is definitely not the debut.
I feel like it's better in the middle of the book, not at the end. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, it does take place in California, so he was probably going to like LA or something.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Or like San Diego, like a bigger city.
Right.
And she was in like the foothills of California. That's what it says.
Right. Okay. I've never read a book with the pregnancy aspect in it, so I'm gonna ask what y'all's thoughts were on that. Thoughts on the preg? Because I don't think I've ever read a romance that has that.
Yeah, me neither.
No, I don't like it. That's one of my least favorite tropes. Is like a surprise pregnancy or like pregnancy for convenience, because like a lot of romances like establish their relationship and then they have like the epilogue with her pregnant or something. But I didn't like it. I did not like the ending, but I feel like that ruined a lot for me. So I guess it probably shouldn't be a 4-star. It probably should be like a 3.5, but I was not a fan of that at all. When she found that out, I was like, oh
yeah, I'm gonna agree with Maya. Whatever she said.
Instantly ruined the accidental. Yeah, I don't know why. It was obviously a surprise. Like I wasn't expecting that, but I think the way that she handled it was not the right way, and the way that he handled it obviously was like not the right way either. But like,
I mean, like, okay, I guess like in a way it was like bound to happen if you're banging every time you guys see each other. But like, first of all, you're adults. Like, is protection not a thing? And then like, secondly, I don't understand why she couldn't just say it. Like she was so
nervous about it.
I'm like, you're a grown adult. Like he will father your child, maybe like tell him. So I don't like how secretive they were of that. Yeah, I didn't. The pregnancy aspect was not handled nicely. I think it could have been done a lot better.
And she was pregnant for a long time in the second half because like they filmed a few scenes for the baking show or whatever. She laid down in the room in the house where they were filming because she knew she was pregnant. It was like she just wouldn't tell him, and like she had so many opportunities to. Yeah, she still decided to just stick it in the bottle and hope that he by chance happened to open it up and look at it or whatever.
Yeah, I feel like another thing was like Never mind. Don't listen to me. I forgot what I was gonna say.
But
I don't
yeah, no,
know.
I feel like Aubrey is more of like I that's why I don't know if I like her or not, because the way she handled that situation and the way like she didn't tell Landon right away. But I also like that I have that thinking where I'm like, maybe she's just, thinking that okay, maybe if I tell him, he's gonna leave. So like either way, he might leave.
But then,
Because
like,
he's an a-hole.
like you're an adult. Like, why are you gonna keep it a secret? Like, at least give him the opportunity. Oh, I remember. I
Yeah,
was
that's
like,
why I don't really like her.
the main thing as to why she never told him was another trope I don't like, which is miscommunication.
Yeah, I
Because
I
she
don't like
overheard
I
him,
hate
and I
that.
was like,
Because like yes, it
we're
could
gonna act
suck
like we're
and be
teenagers and just
painful,
not talk. Huh?
but it's not that hard to talk to people. Like I read a historical romance and there's the miscommunication trope and it angered me to no end. Like it was so
Yeah.
frustrating.
Yeah, I agree with Bailey. I don't think they would have stayed together if.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
I mean,
He-
it's a
he
romance,
supposedly
so
cared
like
about her.
they have to. I mean, okay, they don't have to, but if it's the happily ever after trope, and obviously most contemporary romances are,
Yeah.
like you knew it was they were going to end up in the end, but would it be healthy or right? I guess like I don't know if I would have. I mean, I don't even know if I agree with it now. Now that I think more about it, okay, I read this book at like
Yeah, you know
5
what? Now that I
a.m.
think about it, it's probably like a 3 stars
I
now.
think it's more of a
7 a.m. I was maybe I didn't actually like this book at all. I don't know.
I don't know. I did really enjoy it, but the ending did ruin it. Like, I really liked Aubrey in the beginning and like how she stood her ground. But the second she found out she was pregnant, she just completely flipped and she was a whole different person. And I was just like, girl, I thought you had a backbone, at least of some sort.
Yeah. I don't mind it in there, but I didn't really handle it well. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think it's one of those shows people either love or hate. Yeah, I honestly I haven't read enough to like decide if I mean obviously this is the first book I think that I've read with that trope in it from like what I can remember.
This is my first like those type of trope read.
Yeah,
So,
no.
I don't have anything else to say.
I mean, I haven't read a lot, but
Yeah, I mean
we have no.
it's fine. I kind of understand her fear, and I feel like she was really on the verge of telling him, but then he kind of shut her down. Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
agree with
that's what I'm
that.
trying to say earlier.
Yeah.
I have that aspect where I'm like, I understand her, but I also that's why I don't know if I like her or not, because like she like annoyed me with that part. I don't know.
I guess her actions were very like her actions were reactions to what he was doing because he was very like stuck on not telling anybody, like it needed to be a secret. And so obviously they couldn't have a family because he didn't even want to come out like having a relationship. But I don't know. At the same time, I'm like, are you really like that dependent on your career that you think you can't come back with having a relationship with someone previously reviewed?
Like it could be a few weeks or months of like potential backlash or whatever. But I think if you really love
It would literally just pass.
Yeah.
Like that's how all the drama goes in like media. Like it would have passed, especially because he was so famous and no one knew her. Like you just reviewed her. Like that's it. And then you put her on a show after saying you didn't like her. So you already look weird.
You already look weird. I love that. Okay. Do you wish there was more of an aspect or more of a focus on the baking or less of
Yes.
on it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish because like it did nothing. Like after I like the beginning where she was like really focused on like where they talked about like her running her business and her like putting so much time and effort. Like they did have like those little snippets of her being like, oh, this needs to be perfect because blah blah blah. But yeah, I wish there was more of like a baking something.
Right. Yeah, I
because
feel
it
like,
wasn't focus.
like the title and the cover of the book like give this idea of like baking obviously, and yes it was in there a little bit. Like I love the description at the beginning of like the gummy worm cake. Like I love that kind of stuff, but like like I think the synopsis is like there's a baking show / competition or whatever, and like there's so few scenes focused in that house where they were filming. Like there were like what 2 or 3 of like
because even when they went there they weren't even focused really on the show. They were just focused on like running into each other and stuff.
Exactly. I agree about having more of a focus on baking. I didn't notice until Elle mentioned it, but I definitely think so. I don't know what you can really do with the plot of just cooking. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that too. But I think because he worked in the food business as a critic and she was an actual baker, I feel like they could have spent more time in
Yeah,
the kitchen.
I
feel like
appreciate the romance.
was less like physical and more emotional. Like they could have done so much
Yeah,
with like
I agree
baking
with that.
together.
Yeah,
You know, like forming a bond that way, especially because he's a critic and she
And he-
baked.
And he wants to do. Oh, he wanted to open up his own restaurant too, right? Like
Yeah,
he was
he
a cook.
cooked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I was like, it could have gone so much better if it was less on like the physical, lustral like attraction and more on like a connection of them understanding each other within like baking and cooking.
Mhm. Yeah.
Because
I
obviously
agree with
the
that.
chefs are not bakers. So like
Mhm.
he doesn't understand like I don't know. Like he wouldn't understand the baking element just because he reviews it.
Right.
So I feel like they could have done more with that rather than just like, oh my gosh, we're in this show and we're in a house and I don't want to bang, but we're gonna do it anyways.
Yeah. Oh, Aaron says hi. Hi, Aaron.
hi, Erin.
There wasn't a lot of focus on the show. Yeah, because I think like that was like the whole idea was he was gonna take her on the show to get her back in business or whatever.
Right.
I think. Yeah, it wasn't really baking. Yeah, it was just a baking show that they were doing.
But then in the end, they didn't even like really focus
about-
on how it like
Went right. They
affected
never
her
talked about the
business.
outcome. Of
Yeah,
the show. Yeah.
from like did it even help?
Yeah. Danny says, hi, I don't
Hey,
read romance
Danny.
and haven't read this, but I'm still here to support. But I agree, there should have been more baking.
We
I
love to see it. Thank you.
I wish we'd have gotten more scenes where they were actually baking it, the stress of the show,
Yeah.
etc. Yeah.
Yes.
He did
Like
great.
the only stress they really had was her figuring out her recipes.
Yeah,
And that even wasn't like a big thing. I
Right.
did like that. That was cute.
I did like that scene as well.
I wish
Yeah,
it
I
was
think that
just
was
more
really cute.
less sexy time.
Yeah,
Mhm.
me
And
too. I thought it was gonna be more cutesy.
There was no like it faded to black every time. Like it wasn't like there were like it wasn't like act your age, you know, or get a life Chloe Brown. It wasn't like those like that kind of contemporary romance. Like we didn't see all that much going on, but obviously we knew that it happened all the time.
Yeah, no, I didn't like that. Like they could have done a lot with like the baking aspect, but
Mhm. Like
instead
being
they
on
just
set
had sex all
and
the
like
time.
being in this brand new kitchen that they cooked.
Right, because like in reality, like a baker would have freaked out walking into like a new kitchen set, having
Mhm.
like all of this like top tier stuff. But
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, like, yeah, I don't know.
Then it mentioned, yeah, she did hire a new chef at the end.
It does mention that she was big enough to have like people under her again.
Yeah, which I mean, it was obviously the show worked, but I would have loved to see like the end result of that show and like because
Right.
we obviously
Or, like,
had that
see
huge jump
how-
in time and that blocked out a lot of stuff that probably developed after that show.
Yeah. Yeah, that time gap was just weird because that's when like a lot of the growing would have happened like after the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean,
It was like
it
what-
did say that she was successful in the end, which was
Right,
nice because like her employees cared about her and stuff. But I don't know. I wish they baked.
Yeah, I know because
Yeah,
I was
I
like,
wish
food.
they did too.
What was your favorite scene? Okay, let's talk about like some of the scenes. I guess I'm trying to like think about like what I really enjoyed in the book, like a specific
I'm
scene, 'cause I
just-
forget everything.
Just
Yeah,
looking
no,
at Stasia, she's like, which one?
I think I read the book at like
What
early hours of
happened
the
in
morning.
Ooh, what's my favorite scene?
I
You know
really liked
what?
when she was going out to like go camping for a night, and then her car broke down, and so like she had to like call him, and he had to.
Oh,
come
yeah.
out. So they like
Yeah,
what didn't they like camp or whatever for a night or
Yeah.
something? And
Yeah.
it was kind of like awkward, and they wanted
I
to
like
like
that one.
do it, but they couldn't.
Yeah. That was nice.
I forgot about that one.
That was also like a time of convenience because she was like, oh, my phone just died.
Yeah.
Had it been like 10 seconds later or he never offered, I'm like,
Yeah.
why's your phone dying? You were driving the whole time. Your phone's not plugged in? Come on. I know you were listening to music, girl.
Right. Yeah, it was a good scene. I just think like that was kind of when they first realized that they had a connection, like where they kind of dropped the snarkiness and the arguing for a little
Yeah,
while.
and they were like, there's something.
Potentially there, even though
Yeah, I think that's when they first like realized it too.
Yeah.
I think
there
my
wasn't as
favorite
much like enemies to lovers as I wanted. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. I think my favorite scene isn't even them. It's the best friend.
Period.
So that's it. That's my favorite scene. Because now that I
best
think
friend?
about it, I'm like, I have so many hearts, or like pink, which
Mhm.
means like I liked it. But now that I think about it, I'm like, maybe I liked it at that moment, but now that I think about it, I'm like, kind of
Did I ask
toxic
it?
in some ways.
I think I know which part like I really like. It's not really like a part, but it's kind of like an aspect. I really liked Landon and his friend because she was like sassy and she was like,
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
and he's just like, bro, you don't need to come at me like that.
Right.
I really liked how she was just like, this is happening and you're being a mess and you need to
Mhm.
stop. And he's just like, I know what I'm doing. I'm superior. And she's like, but are you? So I really liked like the scenes where they focused
Yeah.
on their friendship and she was just like, you're a hot mess and you're gonna lose her and it's gonna be your fault. And
I like
he's
that
like,
one.
great. And I'm just like, look, Landon, stop.
Mhm.
Just accept it.
I
Yeah,
feel
I
like,
love the fact that they had like that side romance with Arya and what's his name.
yeah,
Too.
Yeah.
Like, that was brief. Like
Yeah.
they were also having
Yeah.
problems and they worked through them. Well, there's Landon and what's her name over here, like can't even figure what the heck they want.
Yeah, I wait. Who's the second book about? Because it's not about that second
it's
romance.
about Tara.
Aubrey's
I think.
best friend.
Yeah.
She worked the bar, I think. She worked or owned the bar that they always
Yeah,
went to where they
I liked her. She was snarky too.
Yeah, I think
So I
it's
did
really
like her.
cool if the author were to do a third novel to tell the story of Arya and her guy, but like like as Landon and Aubrey stories obviously going on too, because that's when they really get engaged. Like I think it'd be cool to like
Yeah.
interweave that.
Yeah, I would have loved. I wish
I would
I
have
wish
loved that.
was actually the second book. Like I did love Tara, but I wish that was the second book because then it's kind of like the same story because you will get the
Right.
snippets of Landon's freaking out again,
Right.
but you get it from the perspective of a different romance that was obviously blossoming in the
Mhm.
background.
Yeah.
It'd be really cool. I'll be curious to see if like it is a trilogy if there is
Is
gonna be a
it
third
3?
book. I don't know. There's just they've only
I would
announced the
I
first
would
two.
totally read that and probably give it 5 stars.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it'd be
well,
really
I think
cool.
it would need to like it would depend on what happens because if it's another like super quick, almost insta, and then there's like the off scenes of like miscommunication, I don't know if I would like it.
Yeah, that's true. Because yeah, they had that dinner that one night, and Arya and I forget what his name was, but they walked out and they were like arguing, like because whatever he wasn't committing or whatever, and so yeah, I do remember that miscommunication going on with them as well. The best friends were awesome. They are my favorite part, I think. That would be also pretty cool too. Yeah, I agree. I feel like the author would write friends to lovers really well since
Yeah.
this book were so well done. I agree with that. Like if you like the friends better than the main
See-
characters.
Yeah, I like the friends better than the main characters. Oh, maybe that's why I gave it 4.5.
Because you like the friends so much and they make the story for you. Yeah. I mean I agree with that. I definitely
But I don't know. I guess like it's because I just like emotional books, So when I read the part where she's like, hang on, let me find my where
Find my
she's like,
tear.
sorry, baby girl, mommy's too afraid. I'm too afraid to fight anymore. And that just reminded me of It Ends With Us in some ways. And that's not spoilers. I'm sorry, Rylan. You haven't
I'm
read
gonna forget about this in like 2 hours. So
Please do. So yeah, that part kind of reminds me of It Ends With Us, which you guys know I love. So I guess that probably I was like, yeah, fight for yourself. But then I was just like, yeah, I don't know why I gave this 4.5 because now
I think about it. I'm like,
it.
maybe
I
I should
don't
lower
know.
my rating too. But I think like Erin gave it 4 stars as well. So like she also liked it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's definitely more of a 3.5 now that I think about it,
it's 3.5.
which is still great. Like that's still a good rating.
We're all gonna go check
I'm
their
interested
ratings on
to
Goodreads.
see how they're going to translate it into a movie.
Oh yeah, you're right. It is getting made into a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
heard
like,
about
is there
that.
going to be like continuously like fade to black scenes, or are they going to have like more of the emotional connection? Because they could actually like switch it around and have more of a baking aspect, because it's like you're watching it instead of reading it, so it might translate better that way. So I'm
Mhm.
hoping that the movie kind of does have maybe a tad bit more focus on the actual show, but we'll see.
I totally forgot about that as a movie. That's very interesting. Let me ask about that in the comments.
I agree with
Um,
Bailey. I think I probably will read her second book because
I'll read the second
I
book.
like her writing, but yeah, the plot was just not there.
Yeah, I think what definitely ruined it for Bailey, because Bailey was saying that she did enjoy like the first half. I think what ruined it was probably the same thing that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, which was the miscommunication and then the sudden pregnancy.
This is my second book that has the pregnancy trope because now it ends with us. Oh my
I was
goodness.
about to ask you if that has the pregnancy trope, but then I was like, I don't want to like get spoiled. So now, okay, at least now.
Well, it's not really a
that.
big spoiler. It's just it's there, you know, and you're gonna
Yeah.
forget about it. Please forget about it.
I will forget about it. Actually, I probably will, because I remember weirdly weird things, like random things. So I will give the author another chance with the second I
Yeah.
liked the writing, but that plot was a flop. Yeah.
When is the movie coming out? Is it this year?
I have no idea. I know that Daniel
I
Day
don't
Kim
know.
is starring in it, but that's all I heard. I'm actually gonna see if I can figure out a Sweet Mess movie release? Question mark. I feel like they only announced it very recently, right?
Yeah. I can't find it.
Because so according to the Hollywood Reporter, so I guess they announced.
Yeah, it says July. Are we reading the same thing on Vulture?
Yeah, that's what I have pulled up.
But it says like release tomorrow, July 14th.
That was in 2020. So they announced it last year then. So I think it
Yeah,
has to be coming out
2020.
this year.
So you think it got pushed back?
I mean, I guess it could have because of COVID stuff, but
I mean, if it goes out July 14th, we love that because that's my birthday. So- but yeah, I guess it
Probably
doesn't.
July 14th this year.
no. So it's talking about the book was released last year on July 14th. A Sweet
Oh,
Mess to
okay.
be released, the upcoming romance novel to be released tomorrow. And then Kim reportedly plans to both produce and star in a feature film adaptation.
Let me go search it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Maya said, "Heck yes, I'm excited for it."
I'm excited for it
Movie would be good.
too.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about
Yes,
books
that's
to
what I hope.
movies is that the adaptations don't always have to be like exact copies of the book. So I think that they could do a lot more with the movie and like make it
Yeah.
more like a baking.
I
think it'd
think
be really
this
cool.
would be a good movie to not necessarily follow the book like scene for
Mhm.
scene. And I know like a lot of people love that. They love the whole like, oh, it needs to be exactly like the book type of thing. But I feel like they would definitely get a higher like rating and more, I guess, whatever, if they added more.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree. I'm hoping it'll be good. I mean, I think it will be, right? Like romances, because like there's like the Hating Game coming out. That's coming out this year, I think too. Like my fingers are crossed that that's good as well. Because Elle, you've read the Hating Game, right? Or have you not?
I have not.
Okay, you need to read it.
I tried and then it was just not at that time for
Yeah.
me. So then I need to pick it up soon again.
Yeah, it was really good. I owned the Her Name book that's coming out, or did just came out. I don't remember, but yeah. All right, let me see what else I can think about of the book. Regarding stuff. I mean, it's only been like 2 weeks since I've read it, but like I've already I was like half asleep when I read this because 24-hour readathon. It's fine. Do we have any other thoughts on the book? Do you have any other? Oh, Bailey says, I hate when books are adapted, honestly.
I love it, but I think I'm a very visual person. Well, I mean, I guess reading is also visual, but I like to see things.
Yeah,
So-
like
Yeah.
you like to watch it play out, like where you
Yeah.
can like see the scenes happening, not necessarily like because you can imagine scenes happening.
Yeah, and
It's totally
even
different
I
on the
feel like I
screen.
like when it's adapted too, because like even hopefully it doesn't, but even when they suck, like it does bring a lot of like traffic to the
Mhm.
book because
That's
people are
also
like, okay,
true.
this is better. Because like a lot of people obviously focus more on like media, like movies and stuff rather than
Right.
books. But like even like the adaptation for Behind Her Eyes, like a lot of people hated it, but that's how a lot of people found out it was also a book.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I don't know. I mean, I like adaptations, but I also go into them with significantly like lower
Right.
expectations.
Expectations, yeah. I mean, okay, it's very interesting because The Sweet Mess only has 1,800 reviews, so it's not a popular book by any means.
Like
Really. So I
it's
think
yeah,
it's cool
I've
that it's
been
been able to
around.
be picked up. I think it's been able to happen because it's not very popular. From like I've never seen on Bookstagram. I don't think ever
Yeah, same. It's probably because Daniel Day Kim. Like
because he probably found out about it and was like,
yeah,
oh,
he probably
I can
found it
make
and
this
was like, I
impact.
like this. We're going
Yeah.
with it.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
But I'll be interested to see how much the book or how much more popular the book gets once if the movie ever gets released. Because
Which
that
is
was a
gonna
year
be
ago.
sad because I have a feeling the movie will be better, which is weird to say.
Fingers crossed.
I hope.
My mom
I
loves
don't-
Daniel Day Kim, so like I bet I can convince her to watch the movie with me.
And
Oh, and you can convince her to
stand
read
Daniel
it.
Day Kim.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think she'd read it. She loves like Nicholas Sparks.
Oh my gosh.
romances.
Sorry, I forgot. This is a lot of sexy time. I hope your mom does not read
I
it.
know you
Oh,
said here,
Nicholas
recommend
Sparks
this to
has
your
it.
mom.
Sorry.
It's like explicit, like you know, see it happening all that much.
Oh, she's robot.
Yeah. I hadn't heard of it before this. Yeah. Was Elle the one who suggested this?
Yeah.
This month? Yeah, I think it was her. I don't know how she came across it, but she did.
don't
So
know.
I'm glad I read it. Obviously, I probably would not have known about it, because I've never seen it on social media.
Yeah, it's not very popular.
I did find the sequel on NetGalley, so I almost requested it, but I think I'm gonna hold off for a little while because I'm kind of nervous, to be honest. But
I'm actually really excited for the sequel.
I'm very excited.
I mean, as long as there's no like, I feel like the element that really bothered me, like you can come back from miscommunication, but you cannot come back from a pregnancy, and I feel like that's the one that rubbed me like so wrong. So as long as she doesn't get pregnant,
yeah,
I don't know. Then
Yeah.
I think I'll be fine with it because I did like the writing. Like it was really easy to get through. But
right.
Yeah, I like the writing as well.
I'm trying to figure out what So the dating game is gonna be. Is it fake? I think it's fake dating / like dating.
Stasia will
around
have to read it if
dating.
she hasn't already.
I think.
read
Have
what?
you read The Hating Game?
Oh no, I haven't read that one yet.
Yeah, I think you're gonna read it.
Oh, did I call it the hating game? I meant the dating dare. Sorry, I was talking about the second book in the series. Sorry.
Yeah, you did
Yeah,
call
this
it
is
The
like I
Hating
think it's
Game.
fake dating / of convenience. I think is what from the synopsis. That sounds good. I'm a sucker for enemies to lovers.
Also, guys, I don't know if you can hear her. She has a
Yes.
really bad internet connection because they have like storm and
She's in
stuff
the-
like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
my thing cutting out.
Yeah. You're like a robot. It's like a vacuum robot.
Oh,
okay.
It's gonna be like the second book is gonna be like a best friend's brother or like our brother's best friend type of trope.
Ooh, I like
I like
that.
that.
Yeah,
Okay,
but you're good now, Rylan.
Is it better?
Yeah.
it is.
Okay. I don't know how. Sorry. I'm just gonna sit here with my hand over my mouth and not talk.
But yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's good. I am excited for the second. It does look. It's probably. I'm kind of getting like forced proximity vibes from it too. So
Wait, is
I'm
it Landon's brother? Wait, brother's
No,
best
it's
friend.
his-
Brother's best friend.
So it's
When-
Farah's brother's
her
best
best friend's brother-in-law.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so her best friend's brother.
Is
Well,
her best
in
friend
law, like,
Aubrey? Or is it
possibly.
Like,
Wait,
does
brother-in-law,
Aubrey have
but
a brother? I
have
have no
brothers?
idea. I have no idea.
They did not mention his family, like hardly.
Really?
Yeah, it's
It has a
a
3.28 rating. Romances always have lower ratings than I feel like any other genre. I feel like, because like even like Chloe Brown, I think that has like a 3 point. Maybe not Chloe Brown is a good example of that, but I feel like a lot of romances have like they're always in the 3 stars. But yeah, The Dating Dare has 3.28 right now.
I'm still gonna read it.
I'm gonna read it
I'm a
too.
sucker for just like easy, fast little romance. Like, I'm easy to please with romance, but yeah, I will still read it.
Yeah, but yeah, I always feel so bad when like books have low ratings.
Me
I'm
too.
like, I'm so
Oh,
sorry. I'll like
no.
awkwardly pet the book. Like, I apologize. Yeah, that's still really low. Yeah, that is very low. Yeah, I'll be okay. I'll still read it, obviously.
I mean,
but-
there's only 71 ratings,
right,
so
because it's not. It doesn't get published.
it's not.
Until,
Yeah,
Oh, it doesn't come out till August, so it's gonna be a while. But yeah,
I don't think these ratings are bad. Like 3 stars, 4 stars, 5 stars.
they're very just like average, which will affect
Yeah, they're
the overall
average.
rating.
Yeah, they're average.
Yeah,
But I
so
mean,
if you give
like-
it a 3-star, then that's. It's
I feel
average,
like
but it's-
romance is kind of always like that though.
Mhm.
Because like a lot of people don't like romance necessarily, you know? And I feel like romance it's so hard because a lot of people like different tropes. Like a lot of people
Right.
love the pregnancy trope. I can't stand it. A lot of people like I guess the drama of miscommunication and I could do without it.
Mhm.
So I feel like
I can't do that.
really is like a hit or miss.
Like, I mean, like The Right Swipe, it has 3.68 ratings. Like, that's not very good either.
Right Swipe was so good.
I thought it was really. I gave it. 4
Yeah, I
stars,
think it
but-
just really depends on you. Like we can't
because-
just base it on the
Thrive
rating.
on tropes. And if you don't like the trope, you're not gonna like the book. But other people might love the trope.
Right. Yeah. and
Okay.
Yeah.
Books, that
I don't
understand
get
that.
it.
Yeah, I don't
especially
get
when
that.
the books aren't
Like,
out yet.
why?
I'm just like, okay.
Like I understand like if you have an arc, like that's fair. Like you can rate it. But some people will literally like rate it like 2 stars and have like no
Yeah.
review. And I'm like,
Right.
did you even read it?
Right. Yep.
But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Well, all right. Overall, I think I mean, it seems like we had positive thoughts overall, but I definitely just lowered my rating of the book.
I also
to 3
did.
stars on Goodreads. So my rating has changed, but I still enjoyed it, and I'm glad that we did read it because I probably would never have learned about it like otherwise. So just announced the book, and I got a 1-star rating. Like, yeah, I don't. People.
It's
are
because of like author bias. Like I don't like this author, so
Yeah,
Right,
it's just
give
sad.
the book 1 star. I mean,
I
people
feel
go
like
with like you know.
I necessarily trust like Goodreads like average rating. That's why I go through and look for like reviews.
Yeah, I usually do that too. Yeah.
So
But
yeah,
yes,
we should
I
announce
think overall, our thoughts are
April.
positive. Thank you all for joining us.
Yeah.
Maya says we should announce. I mean, yes, I need to post.
Oh,
them
this
on
is for
Instagram as well.
April.
Or for
What is
April. I think that's what she meant.
Oh yes, A Touch of Darkness.
Yeah, so we'll be
and
reading
A
in May-
Heart
or
of
in
an
April.
Act.
This
We'll be reading A Touch
next
of
month.
Darkness
Yeah,
by something St. Clair.
Scarlet. Yeah,
Scarlet St.
Scarlet
Clair.
St.
This is a Hades and Persephone retelling.
It's on the Discord.
Then we'll also be reading A Heart of Blood and Ashes by Mila Vane. Yeah, and that is a Viking dragon something story.
something. Yeah.
I forget. But I
it will
have
be
both
our
books.
last. It will be next month. Will be our last month that we'll have like 2 books, so you guys
Yeah.
don't feel pressure or anything. And then yeah, I think Maya is telling us to announce May's.
Oh, and
May's
May's book.
book.
Okay, and then May's book. We'll announce it now. I guess if y'all are watching, then you're ahead of the game. That's gonna be.
Wait, let me
Birthday
get the copy.
Sorry.
Oh. It's okay. I didn't hear it, so maybe no one else.
She like blacked
heard
out
it.
her screen to get up and go grab her book.
Okay.
Okay, so May's
Okay.
book will be Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. It made me cry the first time I read it, so I'm really excited. It's so
Okay, I
cute.
added it to my wish list.
I will say there is an age gap.
Yeah.
Like I'm just gonna warn you, like whatever.
Trigger
I don't know if it's
warning.
a trigger warning, but like it is an age gap, and that's not for everybody. But I personally loved it. I thought the author did a very good job writing it, so it was
This
not
is
like
like
weird
a-
to me.
What is it called?
What?
Oh, it's like a not forbidden romance.
I mean, kind of.
There's a
It
word,
kinda
but
is,
girl,
because
I
I
don't
feel
know.
like it's
My
kind
brain
of
is
a taboo, I guess.
They're taboo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Taboo.
it's taboo with the
Taboo.
age.
Bailey should reread it. It is very spicy, but it
I
also made me
can't
cry
wait.
at the end because it was
Oh,
so
this is
cute and
me.
like
Okay.
I was sobbing. It was so good, so good. So we were very excited to read that as well. And then we already voted for June's pick, which we'll announce at a later time. We're very excited for
Okay.
that one as well.
I was
on the
about
edge
to
of
drop my copy.
So Stacia already has the book. I'll tell her that much. So like she should be good to go.
Period. The first book that I own.
But yeah. So alrighty. Well, I guess like overall those were our thoughts on A Sweet Mess. I'm glad everybody was able to read it with us. It
Yeah,
sounds like
thank you so much.
we all had a lot of thoughts on it, so that's really good. But yeah, thank you all for joining us. We'll start reading our April books in the next few days, obviously, because this week will be April. And we'll be over in the Discord. I will link the Discord down below and the Instagram and Twitter. I'll do that like right after this ends. Yeah, I'll link Stasia's and Elle's channels as well if I haven't done that already. But yeah, alrighty. Thank y'all for joining us. And I'm going to go ahead and end the live show. But yeah, thanks y'all for joining us and talking about the book with us. So I'll see y'all later.